Hey girls. Girls have been out patrolling. You find anything good out there, huh? Yeah? Got a couple of announcements here. I'm gonna get birds weighed today and get back to people on the emails. And as you will see, we got the roof on the shed finally. And I just want to take a minute to say thank you to Kenny and his boys for coming out and helping with that. I couldn't have done it without them. And we had a good time, which that brings me to my main announcement, which is regarding Kenny and regarding my Morgans. I have decided that I am no longer going to breed the Morgans. My plan was to just make my own bloodline from here on out, although that is already changing. Thanks to Will from True Edge, his channel's Chicken Corner. He's going to send me a pair of birds that he wants me to work with. But other than that, I'm just going to work on making my own family of birds. And Kenny over at Half Woods Game Fowl Farm, you can find him on Instagram. He's going to take over the Morgans, which he only lives a couple hours from me, which out here is close, you know. I know you guys down south are like, oh geez, if a guy lived 2 hours away from me, I wouldn't mess with that, you know, but out here that's considered close. So I will still have a hand in setting up the brood pens, but I've decided, you know, they need some work. He's just getting started, so he's in a perfect position to focus on them and get them back up to snuff and really make something out of them again. And I'm just going to go play and have fun with what I'm cobbling together. So he will be the one from here on out that you'll want to talk to about Morgans. I won't have any more pure Morgans after I get rid of the ones that I have here. So the Morgan blood will still be in the birds that I'm going to be breeding, though. It's just I'm not going to breed them pure anymore. See that? We finally have a roof on the shed. Now, it's not perfect, but it's usable. And I can finally let the birds inside the shed now that it's February. So, just going to do a real quick walk in here. Since we didn't get the roof on until after it had snowed, what I am now having to do is I'm having to come in here and use the pickaxe and the shovel to get the majority of the snow out of here. Obviously, I'm not going to get it all, but I just don't want it to, you know, melt and turn into complete mush in here when it finally does warm up. As you can see, I've started putting my dividers in. I got a door cut right here, which I've got to get that put together yet. And I'm just going to keep plugging away at getting the snow out for now. As you can see, it's pretty thick in some spots, pretty deep. But the shed is divided into 5 divisions right now, which match the way I have it divided on the outside. Eventually, it will all be like this here, where it is one, you know, it'll be 10 compartments. Each compartment will be 10 foot by 10 foot. This end wall is going to have 2 windows in it. There will be roosts in here and feeders and all kinds of stuff. It's just right now we're just getting it usable. Had to go in and put some 2x4s so I could put my wire up to it, and I got to cut the wire yet, but I'm not real worried about that right now. So that is the update on that. We got the first 30 feet done yesterday. As I'm recording this, it is like 9:30 in the morning on Sunday, and it is -9 degrees out. So, go in here. You can see we had to scrape it down. All the snow from all the snowstorms. It's been walked on the whole time we've been working on this. So this will be the next pen that I work on. And this might be the only pen I do today. It's a 20-foot. Because I don't have, there's going to be a divider that goes through right there, because all of these are going to be 10-foot eventually. But I'm just going to keep working down the hill as I go. So I've got a 20, a 30, and a 20 left to do. I just want to point out, look at how light it is in here with that south-facing plastic paneling right there. I mean, there's no artificial lights in here whatsoever. So that's making me really happy that it's that nice to see. So I'm going to set up the camera and we're going to get to work getting this ice removed. That's how much hard pack there is. It's probably at least 3-4 inches of hard pack. And it's cold enough that my fingers are already hurting, so I might have to get me another set of gloves on. Luckily there's no wind today. You guys down in the south that don't know, we usually put 2 pairs of gloves on when it's this cold, 2 to 3 pairs of socks. I got insulated pants underneath my jeans, wearing a hoodie, 1 shirt. Normally I'd wear 2 or 3 if I'm not very active, but when you're active, the more layers you wear, the faster you sweat, and the faster you sweat, the sooner you're going to get cold. So you don't want to break the sweat really. And doing this. Basically just switch back and forth from the pickaxe to the shovel, and you work your loose material towards the door so you can throw it out. The thing that impresses me about living up here, though, in this time is when you clear the snow, there's still green grass under it. The part of Nebraska where I grew up, it wasn't uncommon for the grass to dry up and burn up towards the end of summer into fall. So if you were to clear snow, it'd be dead brown grass underneath. But up here, it's still green. Just doesn't get hot enough to fry it, I guess, up here. And the ground stays a lot more wet. It is now the afternoon. It is snowing, and we are up to -4 degrees, which it was, I believe, -11 when I got up this morning. And it was -9, I think, when I was out here scooping snow. Now, to give you an idea, when I'm saying -9, I'm talking 9 below zero, which puts you at 39 degrees below freezing. So this morning it was, if my math is correct, because I suck at math, 41 degrees below freezing. I've got 50 foot of the shed cleared out of 100 feet. So hopefully over the course of this next week I'll get the other 50 foot done. I just want to show you though. See these guys here? See these guys over here? And do you see all these gals in here? That's one of the pens I haven't gotten the snow out of yet. But my point is, if you look here in the rafters and along the walls, there is no insulation. And further, there is no heat lamps, no little heat pads. I do want to get some pine bedding down on the ground for them, but beyond that, that's it. Even my little Bantams have been out enjoying this frozen weather. So, you gotta remember, chickens are domesticated jungle fowl. Jungle fowl are pheasants, and there are a multitude of species of pheasants that come from frozen cold climates. The Empian pheasant, also known as the Himalayan monal, comes from Nepal. You know, there's plenty of pictures online of golden pheasants in the wild out in the snow. And of course you got your ringnecks here in the States. All of those birds, know how to survive in the winter. And they do that by getting where there's no draft. They can group up together and basically heat each other with their own body heat. And they eat the snow, and they look for whole grains to eat right before sunset when it gets cold. So if you kind of try to line up what you're doing with your birds with that model, it's actually going to work fairly well for you. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying you won't lose any birds ever. And of course, there are accidents, and there are instances where you get a bird that's on the low end of the totem pole, goes off to do his own thing, ends up with frostbite. I'm not saying that those things will never happen. All I'm saying is these birds are a lot tougher than you would think they are.